One day, I was walking home from school when I saw an old man sitting on the side of the road. He stopped me and said, "Excuse me, boy, do you have any spare change? I'm trying to save up enough money for a new Nintendo so I can play NFL Quarterback Club 2000. I checked my pockets for any spare change, but alas, I had nothing to part with. I said, "Sorry, I don't have any change." To which the old man replied, "Then I guess you could use this more than I could." He graciously offered me the cartridge. I accepted and walked back home. When I got home, I placed the game down and took off all of my winter clothes. I noticed in the corner of my eye that the game's label must have fallen off. Now written on the cartridge were the words, "Evil Super Mario." Overjoyed by the game's new title, I ran into my room and changed into my Vaporwave Nintendo 64 t-shirt. Everything needed to be perfect for this playthrough. I walked into my gaming room and approached the console. I put the cartridge into the system, and it didn't work at first, but with enough time and blowage, I managed to get the game to function. I picked up my controller enthusiastically and pressed the on button, and there on my screen he lit up. A super realistic video of Mario, my favorite. I tried to move him around and make him do silly things, but the buttons didn't work. He just stood there and stared. I became frustrated and aggressively input the Konami code, and much to my surprise, Mario started climbing out of my TV screen. I watched him fall to the floor and stumble around, growing accustomed to his new physical form. I ran to Mario happily and asked him if he could do the famous Mario jump, but instead, he just reached out his arm and touched my face with his warm, sweaty, gloveless hands. Mario then turned his back to me and removed a coaster I had under my drink. He put it in his hat. I fell to my knees and begged him, "No, please, put the coaster back." But Mario just glared at me and said, "No." Mario went to my kitchen and continued to do slightly annoying things. I followed him around and cleaned up the messes he made, but it was too much. He would not stop. I decided that in order to get rid of Mario, I had to return the cartridge. So I put on my winter clothes and ran outside, leaving Mario alone in my house. I ran back down the street to find the old man, but he was nowhere to be seen. I stopped to process my next move when I caught the eye of a policeman walking down the road. I said, "Excuse me, sir, have you seen a blind old man around here?" The policeman looked at me and in a cold, shrill voice he said, "That man's been dead for 20 years. I looked at the camera and said, "Oh no," and ran back home. As the sun began to set, I remembered that Mario was not entirely alone. There was someone else with him. "I hope I'm not too late," I thought to myself. I ran inside and I ripped my clothes off and I approached my parents' bedroom and I opened the door and I saw what should have never been seen. No! Seriously, Mario? Not cool. Not cool, Mario. You've gone too far. Leave, please. Take your stuff and leave. Take this and leave. Please.